In Central Texas, your irrigation system does a lot more than keep your grass green. It can help protect your landscaping, mature trees, and even the soil around your home, especially with Austin's unpredictable weather, extreme heat, and long dry periods.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Austin Home Guide. I am Teresa.
And I'm Amy, and today we're talking about something that may not sound very exciting at first.
Irrigation systems. But actually, if you own a home in Austin or anywhere in the Central Texas area, this is a really important topic because watering your property isn't just about keeping your grass green.
Your irrigation system can play a role in protecting your landscaping, your trees, and the soil around your foundation.
And if you live in Central Texas for any amount of time, you know weather can be a little crazy. So we can go from weeks of rain to what feels like months without a drop.
And then we get those long stretches of 100-degree days, which is what we're experiencing now, where everything outside is basically begging for water. Why is irrigation such a big deal here compared to with some other parts of the country?
And here's where irrigation becomes especially important for Austin homeowners. Our expansive clay soil can expand when wet and shrink when extremely dry, which is why maintaining consistent moisture around your property matters.
One of the big reasons is our soil. A lot of the Austin area has expansive clay soil. When that soil gets wet, it expands. When it gets extremely dry, it shrinks.
And you actually can see this sometimes. During a really dry Texas summer, you'll see cracks developing in the ground.
And you'll even see the soil start to pull away from the edge of the foundation.
Which is something homeowners should pay attention to.
Definitely. You don't want huge swings where the soil around the house is soaking wet and then bone dry. The goal is really more about maintaining consistent moisture.
And that's where an irrigation system can be really helpful. Again, your sprinkler systems aren't just for the grass.
I think a lot of people assume that they're basically there to make your lawn look pretty.
And nobody wants to be the one brown lawn on the street.
Especially when you're getting ready to sell your house.
Curb appeal does matter, and when someone pulls up to your home, the grass is dead, the landscape is struggling, and everything just looks really dry, it can really make the entire property feel less maintained.
And beyond appearance, irrigation protects the money you've already put into your property.
You may have heard that you need to water your foundation, but it's really about managing the soil around it, not flooding the concrete. And just because your irrigation controller turns on doesn't mean the entire system is working correctly.
The cost of replacing mature landscaping, shrubs, trees, those things can get really expensive pretty quickly.
And a mature tree isn't something you can just replace overnight.
So you can spend years growing that tree, and one brutal summer without enough water can cause some serious stress and make the tree damaged.
So what happens if you don't water at all? You might have someone who says, I don't care if my grass is brown, I'm just not watering. And honestly, we understand the temptation, especially in August, and you're looking at your water bill.
But there's a difference between letting your lawn go somewhat dormant and allowing your entire property to become severely dry. Your grass may go dormant or die. Shrubs can die, trees can become stressed, your landscaping beds can dry out, and that soil around the house can start losing moisture and shrinking.
And this brings us back to foundation. When clay-heavy soil dries and contracts, it can pull away from the foundation. If moisture conditions around the house become very uneven, that can contribute to movement. And obviously, not every crack in your yard means you have a foundation problem.
But it's something to be aware of, especially during long periods of extreme heat and drought.
The bigger idea is consistency. You generally don't want one side of the house to get tons of water while the other side is completely dry.
What about watering your foundation? This is something we hear people talk about all the time in Texas. You need to water your foundation. And that phrase can be a little misleading because you're not literally trying to water the concrete foundation. You're managing the moisture in the soil around it.
Some homes have irrigation zones near the perimeter of the house, and some homeowners use soaker hoses or drip lines. But you don't want to put a hose right up to the foundation and just flood it.
Your irrigation needs also change throughout the year, and your trees and pool need attention too. Smart, seasonal water management can help you avoid wasting water while protecting the parts of your property that need it most.
Now, more water isn't automatically better. The idea is maintaining relatively even soil moisture rather than letting it get extremely dry and then suddenly soaking up. Every property is different. Soil conditions, drainage, slope, foundation type, and even where your trees are located can make a difference. If you're actually seeing signs of foundation movement, that's when you want a qualified professional evaluating it, rather rather than just assuming more water will fix it.
But make sure you check that irrigation system. That's another thing that we see consistently in real estate. Homeowners have an irrigation system, but they have no idea if it's actually working correctly. Just because the controller turns on doesn't mean the whole system is working.
Yeah, you may have a broken sprinkler head, a zone that's not coming on, sprinkler shooting directly onto the driveway. These systems need adjustment all the time. One of my favorite, the sprinkler that waters the street just beautifully. That's just wasting water.
Meanwhile, the tree 6 feet away is dying. That's why it's a good idea to actually run your system periodically and walk around the property while each zone is running. Don't just set it and forget it.
Look out for the broken heads, clogged nozzles, leaks, areas that aren't getting coverage, and water spraying where it shouldn't be. You can also look for areas that are staying too wet as well.
And that's important because overwatering also creates its own problems. You can end up with fungus, root problems, wasted water, drainage issues.
Irrigation system should change with the season. This is another mistake in setting the irrigation schedule once and just leaving it exactly the same. Please don't do that. What your yard needs in April isn't necessarily what it's going to need in August.
And it's definitely not what it needs in January. Plus, different cities and water utilities around Central Texas can have watering schedules or drought restrictions. So homeowners need to know the current rules where they live. And honestly, smart irrigation controllers have made this so much easier. Some can adjust watering based on weather conditions, rainfall, and the season, like a rainbird.
Which can help prevent your sprinklers from running while it's pouring rain. Lightning everywhere, and somebody's sprinklers are going full blast.
And don't forget about one of the most valuable parts of your landscape, your trees. Especially during a severe Texas drought, they may need more attention than your lawn.
Let's also talk about trees, because this is another thing homeowners sometimes forget, especially our big mature trees. A sprinkler system that's designed primarily for turf may not necessarily provide enough deep watering for a large tree, especially during a severe drought.
And trees add so much value to a property here. Shade alone is huge in Texas. So when it's 105 degrees outside, that big, beautiful tree in your house or your backyard is priceless.
And losing a mature tree can be expensive. Not only removing it, but also losing something that took decades to grow.
Yeah, so during those extended dry periods, you really need to pay attention to your trees.
While we're talking about Texas heat and water, have we mentioned pools? Because if you own a pool in Central Texas, you're going to lose water to evaporation, especially during our hottest, driest stretches. And people are sometimes surprised by how quickly the water level can drop.
Which means you need to keep an eye on it. Your pool equipment depends on having an adequate water level so systems can operate correctly. And if that water gets too low, the skimmer may start to pull in air instead of water. All kind of things can happen. Some pools have automatic fill systems, which makes life much easier. You still need to pay attention because an autofill can malfunction too. And if you're constantly adding an unusual amount of water, that's when you may want to investigate whether you have a leak rather than assuming it's all evaporation.
So if you're wondering what you should actually be doing as a homeowner, here's where to start.
If someone is watching this thinking, okay, you've convinced me, what do I actually need to do? First, run your irrigation system and physically watch every zone operate. Second, fix broken or misdirected sprinkler heads.
Third, make sure you're following your local watering restrictions and adjust your schedule for the season. And fourth, pay attention to the soil around your foundation. This is so important, especially during those extended drought conditions.
Fifth, don't forget your trees and your landscaping. They may have different watering needs than your grass. And if you have a pool, monitor that water level, especially during July and August.
And finally, remember that the goal isn't to dump as much water as possibly onto your property. It's consistency and smart water management.
Now let's talk a little bit about real estate perspective on all of this. From a real estate standpoint, this stuff really does matter. When you're walking a property with buyers, we notice landscaping, we notice big cracks in soil, we notice standing water, and we notice dead trees.
Yeah, and during inspections, irrigation systems come up all the time. A well-maintained yard and irrigation system are just part of taking care of the overall property, especially here in Central Texas.
And it's usually much easier and less expensive to maintain these things along the way than just to ignore them for years and deal with the consequences later.
Especially here in Central Texas, where our weather is not exactly gentle on our homes. Takeaway from today's video is pretty simple. If you live in the Austin area, don't ignore your irrigation system. And don't think watering is only about having pretty green grass. You're taking care of your landscaping, your trees. Most importantly, you're taking care of the soil around your home, potentially protecting a very large investment.
And if you're buying a house, ask about the irrigation system. Find out how many zones it has, whether it's working, whether there are drip lines around the landscaping or the foundation. And if you're selling, this is a great thing to check before your house goes on the market.
Yeah, because we'd much rather find the broken sprinkler head before the inspector does.
If you're thinking about buying, selling, or moving anywhere around the Austin area, we're Amy and Teresa with Austin Home Guide, and we would love to help.
And don't forget to subscribe because we're always sharing practical information about owning, buying, and selling a home here in Central Texas.
See you next time.